Rotary meeting. Thank you, Cheryl. Well, good afternoon, everyone. And I would like to welcome you to the Akron Rotary Club's meeting today, Tuesday, February the 8th. And this is quite a day. And let me just start off by saying, well done, club, well done, camp, well done, foundation. The Chili Open was an amazing success. I mean, amazing success. And they set a record for $366,000. And it may have even risen from there. We'll hear from them a little bit later in our program today, but a hearty congratulations. And it's wonderful to see just the joy that was there on Saturday, and talking with friends who are not yet Rotarians, but very much involved in the community. People were loving the time that they were having. So again, well done, well done. And at this time, I'd like to call our beloved Connor Jarvis forward for the invocation.
That's going to get a little fast and loose with the term beloved in this club, Steve. I don't know, but hey, I appreciate that. And yes, it was what a fantastic event on Saturday. Just good to, after the hiatus, to be back in person there. I was going to comment, Thane's disappeared, but he looks a little bit too tan for an Undertaker. I wanted to say that as well too. I noticed that there. So, but invocation for today, I figured I'd go with a Valentine's theme. Hard to believe February 14th is next Monday. And I got to get my chocolates for my wife, chocolate covered strawberries and a few other things. So, but I wanted to just comment as I was reading a little bit about St. Valentine, and just a brief comment and then a brief prayer. But I thought this was profound. Now, while it seems fitting, while it seems that the exchange of Valentines is more the result of secular custom rather than the memory of St. Valentine, and that the celebration has been further paganized with cupids and the like, there is a Christian message that should be remembered, or a message of faith, if you will, that should be remembered. The love of our Lord, depicted beautifully in the image of his most sacred heart, is a sacrificial, selfless, and unconditional love. Such is the love that each Christian, or each man or woman of faith, that we are all called to express in our own life for God and neighbor. So I thought that was a profound comment. And then, if you will, just a brief Valentine's Day themed prayer or invocation. So just, dear Heavenly Father, I want to thank you for the precious gift of love. We want to thank you for the precious gift of love that you've given to the world and to us. Thank you for blessing us every day with this love and the power and the strength that we get from you every single day. Without your love for us, we can't be, we can't function, we can't breathe, and because we need your love to sustain us. It's like food and medicine for our souls, Lord. Please continue to let us feel your comforting love in our lives, and Lord, that we give ourselves over to you to perfect us in this gift of love, that we may be able to express it and share it with others as Rotarians, but not just as Rotarians, together in fellowship in our workplaces, the communities where we work, live, play, and serve. We're not always good at this, God, so forgive us for that. And some people are harder to love than others. We can say that as well too, but we want to be like your son. So please continue the work you are doing in our hearts, so that our hearts can be like yours, Lord. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Connor. I wanted to say to Cheryl and to Terry, my internet just flashed up saying that it's a little bit weak. If it goes off, I'll come back on my phone, but I just wanted to make you aware in case that does happen. So at this time, I'm going to stand, and I'd like to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now, if you would kindly join me in our wonderful four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? All right, well, thank you. And at this time, Mr. David Hall, who is our Sergeant of Arms, he's going to share with us any visitors we may be fortunate to have with us today. So David, it's all yours.
Thank you, Steve. So first of all, I'd like to welcome and thank you for coming to our distinguished speaker today. Barbie Oberman is with us. Barbie, thank you for being with us. And then another distinguished guest we have is our Assistant Governor from the Medina Sunrise Club, Shale. Shale, where are you? There you are. Thank you for being here. And that, I believe we had one other we were expecting. That was a guest of Cheryl's, but I do not see that guest yet, Cheryl. So
Thank you for
I
checking.
think that's it, Steve.
Thank you, David. Thank you. I want to make a comment before I want to ask Shale here in a second to share with us a little bit about her time in Rotary and such. But David, as Sergeant of Arms, has the responsibility every week, week in, week out, of coming up with a greeter and coming up with an invocator. And some of you have been very consistently involved in serving in that capacity. And I want to say thank you to each one of you. I also would like to extend an invitation to other club members to sign up with David for taking one of those roles. Because when it falls back on you, and so often it does fall back on him, it just makes for a lot of work. And we have so many wonderful people in this club. It doesn't matter how you invocate, because there are a number of wonderful prayers, a number of wonderful encouraging words and such that can be brought up that you could share with the group. And so, you know that as we use Zoom currently, that you can make use of the chat button. And so I would like to encourage you to, if you've never done it, I want to encourage you to step up, reach out to David through the chat button, and let him know that you would be available to either invocate or to greet. So please do that, and we can get more people involved, and we can just continue to share all the good stuff that we as a club have to share. So with that, Shale, would you be willing to share a little bit with us about your involvement, how long you've been with Rotary and such?
Sure, it will be my pleasure. Well, I belong to a Rotary family. My father joined the Rotary in India when I was 11 years old. So for all the district conference and conventions, we went together and enjoyed just the fellowships. Here, my father came in 90s and was attending the Medina Sunrise. My husband is a charter member of the Medina Sunrise Rotary Club, but I did not join the Rotary till my husband, after my father passed away in 2011, he said, you have to join the Rotary to continue the legacy.
Oh.
So I joined in 2013, and I have been very active member since then. I was the president in the 15-16, and I am a member of the grant committee in the district since 5-6 years now. And we are doing a big international project back in our hometown, Patna. It's a Happy School project. We are modifying 5 schools, and it's a $40,000 project that our club contributed $10,000, and rest everything came from the district and international. So you know how important it is to contribute to the district and the foundation to continue this legacy. And here I am, the assistant governor, just first year.
Wonderful, and thank you for sharing with us. And I don't know if you know this, in the times that we have spoken, I don't think I shared this with you, but I've had the privilege of being to your country of India twice. And the Indian people are really just amazing people, very, very loving. And by the way, our international president is Indian,
Shekhar.
Shekhar.
Yes.
And he, boy, you talk about a motivator and an encourager. He is just overflowing, as it were, with joy. So, but thank you for joining us today. It's a privilege to have you here. I wanted to share with the club some good news. And coming through the success of the Chili Open on Saturday, we had a board meeting today, and we have voted to return to hybrid meetings beginning next Tuesday, February the 15th at Bounce Innovation Hub. And so we'll have both Zoom and in-person available. And good news too, that some of your board members have been working with the caterer and coming up with a meal plan that is going to be a little more conducive to your appetites. And so you'll be hearing about that. So Tuesday, February the 15th, we are back with hybrid meetings at Bounce Innovation Hub. At this time, I want to see if we have any Rotary ambassadors over this last week.
I'll
And
go.
Cheryl, Sandy, hello, and happy
Hello.
anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you. So Shale and I last night had, we were at the district grant. We meet monthly for district grant committee, and that was last night. So that's my meeting.
Awesome.
I'll jump in. I was at the district conference planning meeting for the leadership education and development team. So get ready to sign up soon once registration opens to attend the conference and the district leadership assembly. The DLA is not just for our board members, it is for all members. So watch your emails and come and participate. It should be a very good conference. It will be live at the Sheraton Suites on April, I know, don't hold me to this. I got to look it up because I have too many dates in my head. April 22 and 23. So, and that Friday, I think we are going to be sending communications out about attending that luncheon on Friday as a club meeting, right, Steve?
Yeah, in lieu of our normal Tuesday meeting, we are going to make it the Friday meeting in Cuyahoga Falls. Yes,
Okay.
you're correct.
So we'll start communicating that to all of you.
Yeah. And
Susan, I see your
yeah.
hand up.
yes, and a week ago, last Saturday, the youth exchange committee for the district gathered at Rotary Camp, and really happy to say that we're joining 6,600, and we have 12 students going out, 8 from 6,630 and 4 from 6,600. So we're going to be training them again on March the 5th and the 6th. We were really lucky to have Jacinto Nunez help us with breakfast. So anyone else interested in getting to know these wonderful kids, they're going to some exciting different countries, Turkey. Oh, I should have the list in front of me. Thailand, Taiwan, South Korea, Germany, Austria, Finland, Belgium, and one more, Finland. So it's really exciting what they're doing. And
Susan, just to add to that, so for people who don't know the districts, we are District 6630, Northeast Ohio, and 6600 is our sister to in Northern Ohio. So we are sister districts in the state of Ohio.
thank you.
Any other ambassadors? And if you see somebody, Cheryl, just let me know. Okay. All right. Well, and Susan, I want to compliment you because I've been a Rotarian for a little over 7 years. And the entire time that I've been fortunate to be in the club, you have faithfully carried the torch for our youth and for the youth exchange. And and you've done a great job. And what's encouraging in coming up and out of COVID, and hearing you describe all the kids that are going to be going overseas, it's kind of a little bit of a, for lack of a better description, it's a little bit of a time of resurrection. And so that's fabulous. We appreciate all that you do. And by the way, the South Korean representative is Manny Jacinto's son, Manny Nunez. And so he's going to South Korea, and Jacinto and his family have played a real big part in taking in exchange students. So it's wonderful, because when we come together and having Shale here from India and such, and being a worldwide organization, it's a real joy. It's a real delight to be able to participate in something that is far bigger and greater than us. But the old adage holds true. Many hands do make work light. And so with that, I want to lead into Happy Dollars, and I'm going to pass it from me to Mela. So Mela can give us a little bit of a report, and Jim Redman, if you want to jump in as well. But again, to have been at the Chili Open on Saturday and to see what came out of it was just an incredible delight and a joy. And so I've got 5 happy dollars today for all of you who were involved in working to make our club's biggest service project a success. And boy, was it. So with that, Mela, I want to pass it over to you with
I'm
taking us
actually
into
gonna,
happy dollars.
okay, thanks, Steve. And it was a fabulous, fabulous day, but I'm gonna pass it over to Jeff Sheeks, our chair, because I think he really, he's got something he wants to say. And so
I didn't
everybody
even
hears
see him
from-
there, but yeah.
Everybody hears from me all the time, and I think it's appropriate to have Jeff talk.
Great. Thank you, Mela and
You're
Steve.
welcome.
And yeah, on behalf of my co-chair Cindy Kane and myself, I think we felt like we were just riding a big wave as chairing this event. It's unbelievable to see how this community comes through year in and year out. It's a year-long event, but things really get down to brass taxes on Friday. You got a guy like Jim Redman that is so fervent and hot about this organization. And on Friday, with all that snow that we had, was out in the snow for 7 straight hours with some help. But that guy never came inside the whole time, clearing snow. His face is red. I don't know if he'd been drinking or what, but his face was just cold from the outside. Unbelievable, this guy, what he does for this organization. You got Mela, you got Amanda, you got Dan working from the home office. And Cindy and I are, last couple of weeks, we're like, God, how are we doing? What's the number? What's the number? Not really knowing, but having kind of a good feeling that we were going to be okay. Little did we know that because of being part of Akron, Ohio, what an unbelievable blessing it is to be part of the community of Akron, Ohio, and seeing how these people give from their heart and their soul every year to this event, and what it takes to go on. I was fortunate enough to get to work with the pro shop with Laura Smiley, who I had never met before. My God, if anybody ever needs a salesperson, a great salesperson, call on Laura, man. She people walking through the door and she's like, do you need a hat to go with the color of your eyes? And it's like, Laura, seriously? That's good stuff right there. But it was unbelievable. And to see people walk out of the event a couple hours later and thank us walking out the door. And we got that more than you'd ever believe. We should be thanking them for attending, which of course we did. But they're thanking us. They're having such a great time that they're thanking us walking out the door. And to hit almost $370,000 is just a blessing, and it's unbelievable. I am so honored, and I speak for Cindy also, that we're able to work on this committee, work with the Akron Rotary Club. I could go on and on about what I've learned and the people I've met, I think, and kind of brought this up, I think the only down part of this whole thing was Thane sending us pictures from the Bahamas while we're in the cold. But no, seriously, thank you to everybody for making Cindy and my job pretty darn easy. Again, there's many of you, and I can't mention. I'll be remiss in mentioning if I tried mentioning everybody. But congratulations to Dan Raymond Schneider on your ambassadorship. It was a beautiful event, and to see some of the people, the Rennick Andriolis and the Steve Cominells come out to this event, and just everybody, no matter if you're given big or given small, it is something to behold. So with that being said, thank you so much to everybody for making Cindy and my job a little easier. Again, I feel like we were riding just a huge wave from all the work that many, many others put in. And so again, thank you from us. We're blessed. That's all I have.
And we are equally blessed. So thank you, Jeff. You and your committee did a phenomenal job. And before I take Michelle's question or comment, or even David's, I want to give Jim Redman an opportunity to speak. And as I mentioned, I've only been part of this club a little over 7 years, but I think Jim's involvement with the Chili Open goes well beyond 20 years. And the truth about him is this: if he were to get cut and some blood were to come out, he bleeds the Chili Open, the camp, and the kids. And thank you, Jim, for championing the Chili Open for as many years as you have done, and you do it with real zeal. And so thank you. I want to give you the opportunity just to any comments you would like to make.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. It's an honor to reflect back over a couple of great days. Not COVID, not even Storm Landon was going to stop us from putting this thing on. And when I pulled in that parking lot at Hill Farm about 8 o'clock, and Bob Beiswinger, who was on his machine for 9 hours that day, moving snow, you couldn't even see the front door of Hill Farm, and you can imagine what I was thinking at that point. But nonetheless, Mela knows this. This is my favorite saying: anything for the kids. And Friday was anything for the kids. So thank you again to Mela's team, Amanda, Dan. Thank you to everybody that came out on Friday. And on Sunday, when I was catching up on some reading, I saw this saying. It's from Ralph Waldo Emerson. It is one of the most beautiful compensations of life that no man can sincerely try to help another without helping himself. And that's what keeps me going, because we're all helping all the special population that uses our camp. And so I am so proud of the club, and thank you for letting me say those words. Mela?
Thank you, Jim. We appreciate you. Michelle Wilson, I know you've had your hand up for a while, so what would you like to share with us?
I have $5 happy for our speaker today and their ACE mentoring program. The speaker happens to be Don Obermeier, my brother, and for Barbie, his wife, who also works with the ACE mentoring program. So a big shout out to the wonderful work that they do in the community to support their amazing program they're going to share with all of you today. So happy sending their direction.
Thank you, Michelle. David Hall.
Thanks, Steve. I have $5 happy. Thank you, Steve, for your endorsement on getting invocators and greeters. Again, I just kind of want to ask again, everybody to consider doing that. I do send out reminders before the weekend before for the invocator and the day before for the greeter. I send out sample invocations to help you, try and write one, or you can steal one. The ones I send you, there's plenty out there you can just Google and find. So it's a pretty simple job, and appreciate those who that do volunteer. Secondly, congratulations to Jeff Sheeks and Cindy Kane. They did a fabulous job in leading our Chili Open this event this year. and the whole team that put it together. There was a lot of people out there on Friday and working all day Saturday, and again, another great event. So thank you to all of them. Lastly, we have, now that Chili Open is done and over with, we have another service project that we're going to be looking to take part in, and that is the Akron Food Bank is looking for some help, and we're looking to send out 6 volunteers. And our first event will be March 16th, and the time is 4:30 to 6:30. And I know that's dinner time, but we're hoping to try and, I know at least after 4:30 to 6:30, I'm going to be hungry, and we're hoping to maybe do a social event afterwards and go out to dinner downtown Akron and support some of our downtown Akron restaurants. So working with David Miller to try and combine the service project with the Akron Food Bank and a social project afterwards for some camaraderie to have dinner together. So March 16th is a Wednesday, 4:30 to 6:30. I'm going to be sending out emails to everybody asking for your support in this. We need at least 6 people to help. I'm not sure what our job is yet. Kids are welcome, age 10 and older with an adult. So we can have a good time hopefully doing that, and then a little dinner afterwards. So that's my $5. Thank you.
Hugh, I see your hand up or your finger up. You have to unmute for us.
I would like to contribute $5 happy dollars. Number one, for the wonderful event. It was a fun event. Of course, Karen and I poured beer for out in the cold, but we enjoyed that Muni beer also. And of course, if anybody, if you're going downtown, you can always go to the Diamond Grill. They supported our Chili Open with some gift certificates. And so we always like to support those, as well as a number of other restaurants. I don't have the list, but we were very blessed to get a lot of area restaurants to give us gift certificates. So I, again, want to thank everybody involved for helping on the Chili Open, and what a great, unbelievable amount of money we did raise for the kids. So that's, I wanted to make that comment.
Thank you, Hugh. Cheryl, do you see any? I see your hand, Cheryl.
My hand, I can't put my hand up because I'm the host, so I have to do it this way. No, there are no other hands up at this time, but I want to give a couple bucks also. Although I couldn't be there live, we had another commitment. I was able to be voting on my phone for the silent auction, and I'm pleased to say that I snagged that Put-in-Bay weekend in October, so I'm very happy about that, and just really excited that it went so well. And I did post some pictures in the slides on the homepage of our website. Thank you for those, Susan Colville Hall. And Jerry and Ginny are on, and she has her hand up.
Right. I'm $5 to be here. I got stuck on the ice in my own driveway. So I am very giving $5 happy dollars that I'm here with you. I'm out.
Thank you. Thank you.
The car is
And
out.
Hugh, you're right about the Diamond Grill. My wife and I were privileged to be with some friends there last night, and boy, you talk about an Akron icon. The Diamond Grill is exactly that, and the food just can't be beaten. So, well, thank you everyone for sharing and encouraging us with your happiness. Jenny, if you have something to say, you're muted. Jenny, you're muted.
Grill. His cousin.
She's muted again.
Oops. I don't know. There you go. The Diamond Grill is owned by my daughter's cousin. So thank you for going to the Diamond Grill.
Well, you're welcome. Well, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce today's speaker. And thank you, Michelle, for sharing your brother and sister-in-law with us here today. Donald Obermeier with ACE Mentor Program. And let me say this about ACE. It was founded in 1994 as a mentor program of America. And it's a free, award-winning after-school program with the design of attracting high school students into pursuing careers in architecture, construction, and the engineering industry, including skilled trades. And the majority of ACE students, almost 70% of them, are minority, and over 40% of them are female. Now, regarding Donald, he loves the outdoors, and some of his hobbies include mountain biking, golfing, swing and salsa dancing. And by the way, he says that's how he met his charming wife, bird watching, snorkeling, scuba diving, and reading. And he's been working as the business development director for CISO, which is a faith-based architecture and engineering firm. He's the past chairperson of the ACE Mentor Program, which is an organization that mentors high school students to consider careers in architecture, construction, and engineering. He also serves on the program committee for the Rotary Club of Cleveland. Lastly, Donald says his most important job, and I love this, what you share, Donald, is being a loyal husband and a loving father who's doing his best to spread the love of God through his actions and words. And he tries by this to make an impact on the world. So it's my pleasure to welcome you, Donald, and we look forward to what you have to share with us.
Thank you very much. And Steve, I loved your poster in the background. And just another quick, say hi to Shale. I'm also here in Medina, so nice to see Medina's in the house with us. Okay, I'm done. You said everything I wanted to say, but no, seriously, it's an honor to be here. I was supposed to be the speaker in April 2020. So I was a victim of COVID cancellation at that time. I'm on the board for Rotary Cleveland, and on the program committee, we dealt with many of the same issues in trying to change everything and reschedule. And I understand how things are with this new world we live in. So as you mentioned, and I've got a presentation I'll pop up here in a second. I did start with CESO or CISO about 5 years ago, and I had been involved with ACE in Cleveland, which is a very large organization that's been around for maybe 15 years now. But there was no ACE program or affiliate in Akron. So I spoke to ACE National, some of the people in the national organization, and decided we want to start a chapter here in Akron, which has evolved to be in Akron and Canton. So I had the privilege about 4.5 years ago to start this organization along with Paul Becks with Welty Corporation. Welty Construction has been a big supporter of the organization also. But when I started with our company, one of the things that most impressed me was that CSO is a faith-based company, and we provide architecture, engineering, and survey services, but our mission statement is finding purpose through serving others. And really that resonated with me with what I like to do. And I introduced ACE to the founder of our company, and they were like, yeah, please do what you can to start a chapter here, and we want to support this organization. So I will share my screen if I get this going correctly. If you guys can just nod and let me know if everybody's seeing my screen. So, okay. So we're good to go here. A couple of adjustments here. I do want to give a shout out to some of our partners. So we cannot do this without a lot of support. We are very closely aligned with the Akron Public School District and their college and career academies, and with the Canton City School District. United Way is a strong supporter of our organization, and they provided financial support and additional support. And the Connects NEO, I believe that Sue Lacey and Connects NEO is probably a very familiar organization and name to the Akron Rotary organization. And then we partnered with Kent State University, Mount Union, and University of Akron for, we have members of each of those colleges on our board, and we partner with them to get the colleges involved with the program. And I need to advance here. There we go. So one of the challenges we have experienced in our industry, and we've, as an organization, we're founded over 25 years ago. So even 25 years ago, we were seeing a need for a next generation of students to come into the careers for architecture, engineering, construction, and construction trades. There is a challenge that we're facing right now because a lot of people are retiring out of this industry. And there are, especially in the trades, it takes a long time. There's a lot of skilled people that are retiring away and they've not backfilled those positions. My company provides architecture engineering. We are hiring as many people as we can get because the industry keeps growing. So the organization realized that there was a need for this. So they started ACE in New York 25 plus years ago, and companies like Gilbane Construction, Turner Construction were instrumental in starting the organization back at that time frame. So locally, for representation, Dennis Check was going to join me, but unfortunately he couldn't join today. He's the current chairperson with Hausenstab Architects in Akron. Our vice chairperson is Peter Strawman with Summit Construction. Bill Small retired from Canton Schools a few years ago. He was the project Lead the Way instructor. He's our second vice chairperson. Lisa Rovsnowski with Hausenstab Architects is our secretary. Treasurer Jim Kiesler with Sikich Accounting Corporation, and I'm the past chair. And I want to give a shout out to my beautiful wife, Barbie, who's on the call with us too, because we were able to hire her as a part-time affiliate administrator last July because I was spending more and more of my time doing this, and I really have to focus on getting my job done too. So it's great having a helping hand to provide support there. So our organization's mission is very simple. We want to engage, excite, and enlighten high school students to pursue careers in architecture and engineering and construction. We do this by mentoring them and supporting their continued advancement in the industry. It's an absolutely free program for the students. So what we do is we get involved. We have a teacher champion at each of the schools we're involved with, and I have some more information on that we'll cover later on. But we want this to be, we want no barriers for students to be able to come. And one of the things that's actually kind of neat too is that we provide a snack for the students after school before we start our program. Sometimes what we found is that snack will be a way to give the students a chance to get something to eat, to have some of these students, what we found is they aren't excited to go home sometimes in their home environment. So we get an opportunity to have a snack and learn about this industry. We've have stories with across ACE National that sometimes the students only came because of that opportunity, come because of a free food or an opportunity to meet people, and they become architects, engineers, and work in the field. But this goes way beyond textbooks. It is a hands-on program. We have mentors that are active working on construction and design projects that sit in the classroom. It's an after-school program, and it goes for about 2 hours every other week. Now, obviously, COVID has changed things, so we've had to switch to virtual. All last year was complete virtual, and the previous year we had to, once COVID started in March, we had to switch to virtual. So there's a lot of adaptation. Right now, we are kind of a hybrid. We're still doing a little bit virtual because we have some new requirements for proof of vaccine and waivers and whatnot. So in the last couple of weeks, we had to go virtual again, but we're back to in-person starting, I believe, actually last week, we're back in person. There's nothing like the hands-on to be able to work with the students and kind of show them what we do in this industry and help them see if it's a career that they're interested in. So we have these every other week sessions, and there's a lead mentor firm for each school. And the lead mentor firm will coordinate to have a presentation and activity, and then we kind of wrap things up and kind of have a discussion with the students to make sure they understand what this is all about. So the sessions start in the fall of each year, and we typically will start with the first few sessions for the year. Will cover what are each of these careers and what are the options, what are the potential for these students to earn money and create a future in this industry. We then will start a discussion about a RFP, and I'll go into that a little bit later. But at the end of the year, this will all culminate in a banquet that I'll talk about, and we give out scholarships. So one of our missions is to provide scholarships to students to be able to have an entry into college they might not have already had. There are opportunities for scholarships from our local affiliate, and we do local fundraising for that, but there's also ACE National provides other scholarship opportunities. Last year we were able to give scholarships to students that were just entering college, but we're also able to surprise our students that are alumni students that were already in college in programs for our construction, engineering, architecture with some additional scholarship funds to help them with their education. So it's really an opportunity to say, hey, how can we help these students that might not be able to afford college to get into a college program? We want to continue to grow. There are some of the ACE affiliates who have been in existence longer than us who can provide full 4-year scholarships to students. So we right now are at the point where we can provide a start for the students, but eventually we do want to be able to continue to grow and provide more lengthy scholarships. But as an organization, over $25 million in scholarships since our inception. I won't belabor to read all of this to you, but why is ACE important and needed? Well, we don't have a pipeline right now to meet the current and future job needs. The organization continues to grow across the country. We're in multiple states, and my next slide will show the states we're in. But over 75 affiliates working with high school students around the country. One of the statistics is that we focus a lot on the urban and inner city schools where there are more challenges with income to try and provide a path for students to be able to provide a career to break out of a poverty cycle. So 95% of the ACE participants graduate and enroll in higher education or go into the trades. And our students graduate at a higher rate than the students not participating in ACE. And I'm very proud too that we have a high number of female participants and a lot of diversity in the program. So that map there depicts the geographic spread of our affiliate chapters. We partner closely with ACE Cleveland. I know the people there very well from being involved in the past, and they've kind of taken us on as their sister chapter to kind of guide us along. We are about 4.5 years in now, so we are very independent, but they are a very strong chapter and we've learned a lot from them. So about 10,000 students on an annual basis. Here in the Akron Canton affiliate, we have about 50 students participating right now from the various schools that we're in. I'll pause for a second. Any questions at this point? So this slide here depicts the schools that we participate in and the lead firms that lead the mentor teams there. Each school we have our ideal is to have 5 or 6 mentors that can rotate in. We realize that everybody has a busy work schedule. Not everybody can come every week, but we ask the lead mentor firm to commit to coming and to coordinate with the other teachers and the other mentors to make sure we have enough coverage of the mentor team. And then we typically have between 5 to 10 students at the various different schools that participate. So shout out to Hasenstab Architecture. They're the lead mentor firm at Firestone. Firestone, the Career Academy program at Firestone has an architecture and engineering focus. So we've closely aligned with the school district to be in the schools that have students that are interested in these careers. Akron Early College was one that actually we were not in pre-COVID, but when we went virtual, we made it open for any student within the Akron Public School District and Canton City Schools. So we noticed we had a number of students from the Akron Early College program, which meets in the Polsky building in downtown Akron. So we decided that that was a school we wanted to add as a in-person mentor program also. And then Kenmore Garfield was one of our original schools. First Energy is the lead mentor firm at Kenmore Garfield, and I should have stated it, CESO is the lead mentor firm at Akron Early College. Summit Construction is the lead firm out at Ellett High School, and Ellett and Kenmore Garfield both have construction trade programs, and Kenmore Garfield does have an engineering architecture secondary program there also. And then Canton City Schools, we're at McKinley High School, right by the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And we have a partnership there that leads it. So Sari Stuckey-Stainer was the lead mentor firm initially, but this past year, Turner Construction and Prime AE have joined that. Those companies are working on the Pro Football Hall of Fame project right there by the McKinley High School, so it works out well for them. So kind of how our year works. In September, we really work to establish what mentors are going to be working with the program this year. And then we start recruiting the students in the schools. Our first couple sessions will be late September and October. We'll have some icebreakers and introduce what the careers are and what the program is to the students. We then will develop an RFP every year. So an RFP in our industry is request for proposal. Some people will say request for project. So we will work with the students to introduce them to this RFP, and over the course of the year, a little more focused on the earlier meetings on what the career industry is like, and then we'd get to a little more depth on the request for proposal into our later sessions. We wrap up our sessions in April/May, and then we have an end of the year banquet. And what we do is we work with the students, not just on, okay, what this building or structure will look like, but how do you budget it? How do you account for, say there's an environmental issue at the site, or sinking soils, or bad soils. So we kind of give them some challenges to work through and think through some situations like that, and help them develop soft skills too, some financial soft skills, how to present in front of a group of people, how to work together. So it's not just about the career, but it's also about developing the students and helping them to find the confidence. That it's amazing when you see a student that started their freshman year and then they're graduating their senior year, the confidence they've built up and the way they'll communicate with us. It's very encouraging. So the lead mentors and the mentor team will develop a curriculum for each week. So they have to plan this themselves. We don't give them what they have to use. So each of the schools can be a little bit different, and we don't dictate what each of the schools project is going to look like. We dictate, here's the overall, we keep it high level, and we let each of the mentor teams work with the students to create their own design and come up with something creative. We do try to encourage the teams to go on tours. We were able to provide a tour a couple years ago when Ellett High School was under construction. One of our really cool stories with Ellett was that Peter Strawman, who's the lead mentor there, graduated from Ellett High School, was working for Hammond Construction at the time. Now he's at Summit, but he graduated from the school. He was mentoring students there, was able to give her a tour of this project he was working on there at Ellett High School. One of the students from Ellett High School, Peter Strawman, graduated. We were able to give him scholarship to enter the carpentry trades. And then Sam Brunel, after he graduated, he was working as a carpenter at Kenmore Garfield High School on that project last summer, as he continues his apprenticeship for carpentry. But one of the great things of full circle with that too now is that Sam worked with us over the summer to help recruit students. We had a open house at a church in Akron. So Sam came and worked with Barbie to recruit future students to the program, and he's now a mentor. So it's those kind of success stories we love to have, that we can share that full circle with students that learned about it from in school and now they're participating as mentors. I've already talked about a lot on this slide here, and you guys probably had a chance to read through it, so I'm not going to talk any more about how the actual physical program works in the schools. A few photos of some events and things that have happened over the past year or so. So we just recently had our bowling event, and these trophies were created by the son of one of our architects, and he 3D printed the trophies. The top photo here is they did a tour of Kenmore Garfield about 2 weeks ago. That's under construction. The middle slide, this is called a Cobra Weave. Actually, I learned about that on Big Bang Theory. We love to put engineering into action. So the students will, as an activity, will weave together these popsicle sticks. And when you remove the tension on this, it actually, everybody should YouTube it or Google it. It releases the tension and it turns into like a moving arc that the popsicle sticks fly all over the place. It's really cool. And just some photos of our students in action during the mentoring with our mentors. As I mentioned, we have an end of year banquet. So this year our banquet is April 27th. It is going to be at the Greek Church over there close to the University of Akron campus. So it's a great opportunity for the students to, one, they get dressed up, two, they work together to present what they've come up with for a friendly competition. And we have a guest panel of judges. So we've had Ren Camacho from the Akron Canton Airport. We've had Sam DeShazer from the city of Akron. He's going to be one of our judges again this year. Lisa King from Summit Metro Parks will be a guest judge. We have a representative from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So we love having the guest judges come, and we have the superintendents of the schools speak. So David James did speak at our last in-person final banquet. This year we have the new superintendents from both Akron and Canton City Schools scheduled to speak at the event with us. But we have a trophy for the winning team. We encourage all of the guest judges to give positive feedback, no negative feedback, just to encourage the students. And then we hand out scholarships. Really just heartwarming event. Just some of the comments the parents have come up and spoken to us about have just been amazing. So 2 years ago, our request for proposal, we tied it into the Akron Interbelt project to see how they could repurpose the Interbelt. So that was a really exciting. We had some creative ideas as far as putting a shopping mall down there. There was a skateboard park, an outdoor movie theater. So it was great to see the creativity that students could come up with such a project that was very in the, right in Akron. Is something that we've all been thinking about. What is the Interbelt going to be repurposed for? And then this current year, we're working with Summit Metro Parks, who is at this point under their 100-year anniversary, to come up with a centennial outdoor learning pavilion at the Cyberlink Nature Realm over off of West Smith Road. So the students are currently working on that, and they'll be presenting that at the banquet on April 27th. I do have this information I could forward on later, and I know it's small print for a slide, but it's just really just a visualization of the fact that we really focus on engaging diversity with the program. These are top 10 reasons to sponsor the ACE program. So we use this to kind of help encourage companies to support us, because we are completely dependent on grants and donations to make this organization run and provide these scholarships to students. And this next slide here really depicts one of the highlights of my life. I had a chance to meet General Colin Powell at the ACE National meeting in May of 2019. And he was a big proponent of mentoring and of the ACE Mentor program. And we had this great discussion. I didn't realize that he was a geologist. I served under him when I was in the Army, and I was getting my degree in geology when I went to Kent State University. So it really is an honor to meet him and have a nice discussion with him. Let's just showcase a couple of our sponsors for our recent bowling event. We had an event in January. It was challenging with COVID, not as many people as we normally get, but fortunately we were able to raise over $4,400 for scholarships at that event. And again, this is very small print, but just a shout out to all the companies. We don't do this without the support of many companies that provide both mentors and financial support, and being on our board of directors and helping the organization to strive, to survive and strive. Really, we're trying to help students improve, find success. We train them, motivate them, work with them, and inspire them. And that's it for my presentation. Please do follow us on LinkedIn and Facebook. And I think did leave a couple minutes here for questions. I know that we're coming up towards the end of here, but I just want to make sure I had a couple minutes left, and I can stop sharing my screen.
Thank you, Don. That was fantastic presentation. Looks like Karen Herdlicka. Can you unmute and ask your question, please?
Hi, less of a question than just to make sure that you guys know so you can get students to the Akron Community Foundation has lots of scholarships listed on their website. This is the time that a lot of them are opening, and some of them don't get many applicants because they are so specific to just the industries that you're talking about. So good place to send your students to look for other scholarships.
Thank you, Karen, for that. And we know that we've been in touch with the Akron Community Foundation. We actually have a grant application into them right now. But I think it's a very good reminder, and Barbie is making notes right now. I can see to reach out to our lead mentors, because this is the time of year we keep telling all the leader mentors to encourage our students to apply for any kind of scholarship.
Great stuff. Thank you. Anybody else have a question for Don?
I have one comment. If I was looking at your statistics correctly, with 10,000 students, 4,100 mentors, is this next statement correct? 95% of these students go on into higher education?
Yes, and higher education and trades, we are strongly encouraged, and that's one of the criticisms of the organization earlier on, and we've really focused over the past several years to make sure that people realize it's not just about architects, engineers, and college professionals, because there is a construction management in college education, but the trades are desperately needed. So we need people out there that are doing the carpentry and the electricians and the plumbers and the steel workers and you name it. My son, Barbie, and our son works in the industry too. So he does concrete testing, working for a company doing work on projects throughout the area. So we definitely need more and more people for all of these careers.
Well, that's an incredible statistic. I mean, 95%. You talk about lean and mean and effective. That's fabulous. So,
yep. Wow,
congratulations.
Thank you. And we don't do this without the support of a very strong national organization. Diane Einenschenk is our national CEO for ACE, and she started because her dad was one of the founders of the organization. So we have our regional, Midwest regional person, Katie Borarski. She was a student in the program. She graduated college as an architect and loved the program so much that she came back to work for the organization. So we have a very strong national organization, but they don't financially support us. So it really is up to us to work within our community and our grant opportunities to try and provide the funding for the scholarships.
Well, anybody else there, David, that you're seeing that has a comment?
Sorry, yeah, no, I do not see any other questions or comments at this time.
Okay, well, I'm gonna bring this to a close for our meeting today, but Don, thank you to you and Barbie and Michelle for pulling this together. And one thing is for sure, I mean, getting to know your sister a little bit and hearing about you and Barb and your involvement with ACE, you guys aren't small thinkers, are you? You're into changing the world, and we so appreciate all of this work that you do. And it's really rather fitting because the Akron Rotary Club, as you heard about the Chili Open, what's amazing about this club is that you're bowling a perfect 300 when you talk about helping youth. It's what we're about, loving kids all the way through so that they can transition into adulthood. And Michelle, I see your hand, so I'll pass it to you, and then we'll close officially.
So I just wanted to say it was so nice to hear more about the good work that ACE is doing. And I do just want to ask a question really quick because others might be thinking about it. Sometimes it takes a while to process. And if others are thinking, I know I'm thinking about high schools that are in our area that might be smaller high schools. If they might be interested in participating in the program, how can we help connect them with ACE? And then also, what about other industries that could be good mentors or might be able to provide employment for students that are going through the mentoring that are in those fields? How can we help connect them to you and to ACE through the website, what would you recommend? What would be the best way to help make those connections?
So great question. And Barbie, I'm gonna ask you if you can chat in the chat, if you can put your email address in there. But one, we intentionally did name the organization the ACE Mentor Program of Greater Akron Canton. So we are not limited to just Akron and Canton schools. We have had students participate from Youngstown, from Highland School District. When we're virtual, we had students from Medina participate too. So we definitely want to encourage students to participate. When we have it virtual, it's easier. In person, we do allow the students, we have permission from both Canton and Akron schools for students to come to participate in person at our schools. As we continue to grow, we are looking for more and more companies to get involved because we want to get into other school districts too. So that was the one question. And then as far as getting involved, I will, yep, Barbie typed her email address in there. Great. Michelle, I was focused on the getting the other schools involved. What was the other part of your question? While she gets that worked out.
She must be muted, but again, thank you so much for
Okay,
coming and sharing.
I just unmuted. Sorry about that. I'm
Okay,
on my phone,
Michelle,
so it's a little hard to-
you're going to need to be very, very quick. So
Okay,
forgive me,
yeah.
but you're going to need to be quick.
Second part was just if there's companies that can
Yes.
help provide jobs.
Yep, thank you. So we do, anybody in the construction, architecture, engineering company, the email address is there, let us know. We do have ACE National funding support for internships over the summertime. So we do allow juniors and graduating seniors to do internships with companies. We had one student participate last year. So thank you for your questions and thank you for allowing us to share our organization with you.
Oh, you were more than welcome. And we are privileged to have had you and your wife and your sister, who is an Akron Rotarian, and you being a Cleveland Rotarian with us. And thank you, Shale, for joining us today, Miss Assistant Governor. And everyone have a fabulous week. And again, let's bask in some of the joy of what happened at that Chili Open. So God bless you, everybody. Have a good week. And go ahead, Cheryl, with the bell.
Yeah.
This meeting is officially over. Take care, everybody.
Thanks.